No, our clinical focus is to move forward through FDA. The challenges are much higher, the bar is higher, going through FDA, but it's the gold standard globally. And if we can execute here in the US, other markets open up much more easily.
All right, welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Jim Joyce. He is the CEO of SIGINT Therapeutics. And Jim, it's good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing good, Steve.
Good to have you along. Good to learn a bit more about what's going on within the company. Tell me a bit about the company. It's got a pretty long, rich history.
Well, we were established about 4 years ago, and we've been advancing a pipeline of therapies to enhance the performance of cancer therapies. And our lead product, SIGINT therapy, addresses drug-resistant infectious disease disorders. And this is a product that we've been advancing from preclinical studies through first in mammal studies, and now working to move it into the clinic.
Yeah, tell me how it works.
It's a blood purification technology, and it has, kind of unprecedented capabilities. My team here at SIGINT Therapeutics, we have a lot of background in developing these types of devices and have really several first in industry achievements under our belts previously. But this device has the capability to not only address pathogen sources of life-threatening inflammation, but also the inflammatory factors as well that are overproduced or dysregulated in their production. So we validated the ability to address viral pathogens, bacterial toxins, and a wide range of pro-inflammatory cytokines, which gives us opportunities to address drug-resistant viruses, drug-resistant bacterial infections, endotoxemia, which is a leading trigger for sepsis, and then sepsis itself, which is a leading cause of hospital deaths. And again, these are all issues that are not addressed with drug therapies.
So you mentioned that you've gone through some already processes of getting them to this particular point. So is there a lead one that's ahead of everything? And what stage are you at? What is the next steps?
Yeah, the lead product is SIGINT therapy. This is our infectious disease technology. It has broad spectrum capabilities. And we've designed the protocol for first in human studies. We've collaborated with the clinical research division of a dialysis company here in the US to develop clinical site locations, principal investigators, and we're initiating our first study in end-stage renal disease patients suffering from endotoxemia and concurrent inflammation, which are conditions that are highly prevalent in this patient population, of which it's about 550,000 individuals in the US alone. And these people have an annual mortality rate of about 20%. So once they're on dialysis, their average lifespan is about 5 years. And by extending their lifespan, by addressing these issues that shorten their lives, we can help to benefit the dialysis industry. And it's actually, there's actually, when you look at the patient populations of the two leaders in North America, if we're accurate in our assessment, we should be able to impact revenue generation by extending the lives of their patient population.
Yeah. And Jim, will the company focus mostly in the US now and getting to where you want to go first and then potentially around the world? Or is it something you can do side by side, Canada and elsewhere?
No, our clinical focus is to move forward through FDA. The challenges are much higher, the bar is higher, going through FDA, but it's the gold standard globally. And if we can execute here in the US, other markets open up much more easily. So those are the gold standards. Our team that I have, with the exception of our CFO, they've worked with me previously at a company where we actually developed the first in industry device to treat a broad spectrum of infectious viral pathogens that are not addressed with drug therapies. This was the first technology approved by FDA under emergency use health authorization. In this case, it was Ebola. It was the first device to have 2 breakthrough device designations received by FDA. Time Magazine named it a top 25 invention. And it was the first of its kind. What we're doing now is next generation technology that not only provides broad spectrum capability to address viral pathogens, but expands the capabilities into bacterial toxins, and pro-inflammatory conditions as well.
Strong, incredible work for sure, Jim. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for updating us on where you're at. We look forward to continuing to follow your story. Okay.
Steve, thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. Jim Joyce, the CEO of SIGINT Therapeutics.